force minimum reward for exit. Now, the reason this is here is because this setting, the minimum reward per risk, is based on what the setup looks like at entry. But we know if you use the L7, it's going to come closer and closer, and you may not get 1.5 at the time that the price actually hits the L7. The reward per risk may have shrunk on you. So forcing minimum reward for risk, if you set this to true, it may require the price to move past the dynamic target to exit. So it'll make your trades a little harder to exit, but you're going to make sure the winning trades are at least what you wanted for a reward per risk. Now sometimes it may not matter because say the trade is a really good setup and it actually the setup is 3-to-1 reward to risk, and in the time it takes to get there when you hit the L7 you're at 2-to-1. Well, that's already better than 1.5, so it's not going to make that certain trade go past the L7 at all. Just the ones that the L7 moves close enough to where you can't get the reward per risk any longer. In those cases, then the price will have to move past the L7 to get your target. And that's what that's for. That's what the force minimum reward is for. All right. So if I have this set to false, then basically what could happen is this will still be true. I'll have to require the 1.5 reward per risk in the setup at time of entry. But if it takes a while to get there, this L7 could come closer and closer and exit you with only a 1 reward per risk, or maybe even a 0.5 reward to risk, or maybe something really low because that L7 came back to you. Okay, so setting this to true ensures that you at least get minimum reward per risk. Now, what's this next one then? Exit once risk reward is achieved. If I set this to true, then what that does is once you achieve your reward per risk, it exits you at that moment. So in the case I mentioned earlier where maybe it's a really good setup and you've got like 3-to-1 reward to risk, right? And then it finally, when it gets to the L7, you would have got 2-to-1. In this case, you wouldn't even make it to the L7 because as soon as you made 1.5, which might be not even, you haven't even hit the L7 yet, it's going to exit you out. So I hope you can see what the difference is between exit once risk reward is achieved. So this will exit you exactly at the reward per risk. Now, there is a situation here where you can have this set to false at the same time you have this set to true. So if you don't force it, but you do set this to true, exit once achieved, then it will exit once you achieve your risk reward. But because it doesn't force it, it could exit actually earlier as well by hitting your dynamic target earlier. Okay, so a little nuance with all these right here. Forcing it ensures that you get your reward per risk, or it'll lose the trade. It'll either lose the trade or make the risk reward on force. Now, whether you this will allow you to get more though. It will allow you to continue on. Whereas this will exit you at your reward per risk. You cannot get more than your reward per risk with this set to true.